Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President. Today I rise to celebrate and mark that today was the launch of National Day of Unity, a day bringing together political, community and faith leaders to stand for a modern, inclusive Australia. And here in Parliament House, we celebrated this National Day of Unity. More than 50 faiths attended here in Parliament House, representing Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh and Baha'i and other traditions, joined with many of my colleagues in a very uplifting launch highlighting the desire for all Australians to live in peace and safety. It was truly about celebrating the diversity, encouraging mutual respect amongst one another and fostering that positive relationship between each other of people of all faiths, of all ethnicities and of all backgrounds. I really want to thank Welcome to Australia, as well as the Lebanese Muslim Association, for bringing us together today and for being here in Parliament House with so many members of our multicultural community of various religious faiths. The National Day of Unity seeks to build and strengthen the ties between all Australians, regardless of heritage, faith and ethnicity. And Christian pastor Brad Chilcott, founder of Welcome Australia's words perfectly summarise the motivation behind today. He said, "There are countless things that could divide us, but we are united by a vision of an Australia where people are afforded equal respect and dignity. We are united in our belief that prejudice and hatred damage all Australians and believe that unity, empathy and welcome are the foundations of a better future." I think also that celebrating diversity and the strength it brings to our nation only makes us a stronger nation. Our nation has a rich history of multiculturalism, and we have welcomed immigrants into our community and been enriched by the culture that they bring for decades now. And as someone who stands here in the Senate as the daughter of a migrant father and an Australian-born mother, I feel that it is incredibly vital that we continue to ensure that the rich tapestry that makes Australia what it is, from our First Peoples, from our migrant people that continue to come here and continue to make Australia home, that we continue to ensure that that harmony that we celebrate in our diversity is strengthened. And I think if we reflect on the tragedy that has occurred in the recent week, now more than ever is a time that we need to build strong, resilient communities. And that is exactly what this Day of National Unity was all about. It was about adding dignity, respect and unity to our national conversation. And part of that, of course, is also highlighting that on the 31st of October is the local Walk Together event, where in over 25 cities and regional centres in Australia you can participate by visiting a mosque or being part of a local Walk Together group where you can celebrate that diversity that makes Australia so special and so strong as a resilient multicultural community. I think we have so much to share with each other. It's not about losing your own cultural identity, it's about sharing it with one another and enriching Australia in that process. And I think that at this point in time, where some of that unity, some of that resilience, some of that harmony is potentially being threatened, like what we did see last weekend in Bendigo, I think it's more important than ever that we as a parliament, that we as a nation show that we are very strong and resilient to such threats of bigotry, such threats of hatred speech that do tend to occasionally find its way into the lexicon, unfortunately, of our communities. There is no space in this country for hate speech. We have strong racial discrimination laws that deal with that. Nevertheless, we are a country of free speech, and so hate speech is there sometimes I stand for this National Day of Unity to say no to hate speech and yes to unity.
Thank you, Senator Singh.